Hello everybody, mega goal number 1, first secondary, and this is the grammar lesson for unit number 3 on pages 36 and 37. Let's take a look at the objectives. I've written them briefly. The future, will versus be going to, and the third one is the future progressive. يعني mainly راح نركز اليوم على the future tense, okay? So please move on to pages number 36 and 37 and try to follow up with me as I explain this lesson. Let's start with the first thing in the future tense. طبعا future, we use the future either with will, مع will, okay, sorry. So I use it either with will, so will, for example, eat, will drive, okay, will drive. As you could see, the verb يعني after will usually with no ending, okay? Here, be going to. What do we mean by be going to? Yes, we mean by it am, is, or are, okay? Going to, for example, am, is, are going to eat, okay? Be going to drive, okay? So this is the two forms of the future, either with will or either be going to. Now, usually we use the future tense when we want to make predictions about the future. نبغى نتكلم عن توقعات في the future, okay? So mainly we use the future tense when we want to make predictions in the future. So this is the future tense اللي هو المستقبل, and we have two forms, either with will or either with be going to. And the future tense is mainly used when we want to make predictions about the future. Okay, now let's move on. As for the affirmative statements, okay, affirmative, الجمل المثبتة, let's take a look. Computers will perform many functions. Okay, so here you could see that this is the future tense, will plus the verb no ending, okay, and or in the base form, and this is mainly to make prediction about the future, يعني توقع عن المستقبل. So computers will perform many functions, يعني الكمبيوترات بيكون فيهم عدة وظائف. Now the next one, people are going to have more free time. So this is the future tense, okay, are going to have, be going to, and of course the verb after going to usually comes in the base form. Okay, so this is in the future tense and mainly to make prediction about the future. So they are predicting, يتوقعون that people will have more time, يعني إن الناس راح يكون عندهم وقت فراغ أكثر. Okay. As for the negative statement, let's take a look. Computers will have feelings, okay? And you know that what do I mean by negative? It means I add not, okay? So computers will have feelings here. Let's make this sentence into negative. It will be computers and will be want, okay? So want, have, yes, and then the completion of the sentence, feelings, okay? So will, okay, the negative form from it is want. Okay, clear? Now, as for be going to, machines are going to control us. Mainly, we add not to the verb to be. Okay, so be and then not. Okay, and what do we mean by be? You know that either am, is, or are. طبعا in the present tense. Okay, so here it's gonna be, okay, so let me just rewrite it one more time. Machines, okay, aren't. It will be aren't or are not. Both of them are accurate, the long form or the short form. Going to control, yes, and then the completion of the sentence, us. Okay, so is that clear how to formulate the negative? With will, it will be will not, while with be going, want, it will be want. يعني هي will not صحيحة بس عادة يعني نقول want, okay? And here be, we add the negative form to the verb to be. So aren't going to be, isn't going to be, I'm not going to be. Okay, so this is regarding affirmative and negative statements. Now let's move on to making up questions. Okay, as for yes or no question is very easy. Usually I start with the helping verb, or okay I just switch places. Okay, like this, مثل ما يسمونها حركة المقص. Now let's start. People will eat artificial food, so it will be will, okay, and then people, yes, will people, and then eat, okay, artificial food. Okay, so will people eat artificial food? Artificial اللي هو ذكاء يعني الاصطناعي. artificial food مثل artificial intelligent. Now we are going to travel to other planets. Okay, so here mainly just we are gonna change. We start with the verb, so it will be are, okay, are we, and then going to travel, okay, to other planets. Okay, so this is mainly how to formulate yes or no question. طبعا don't forget that we should start with a capital letter and we end the question with a question word. Okay, يعني نبدأ بcapital letter وينتهي السؤال بأداة السؤال question mark. This is very important. Okay, so this is mainly when we talk about how to make up questions. Now as for the answer, since that this is making a prediction, يعني قاعدين نسوي توقعات, so you answer by stating your own opinion. You give your own opinion. I guess so, I think so, I hope so, I don't think so. It depends. So this is mainly regarding how to make up questions in the future. طبعا this is yes or no question, يعني الأnswer either yes or no, but here since that this is making prediction, you answer by stating your own opinion. So will people eat artificial food? I guess so, I think so, I don't think so. Are we going to travel to other planets? I hope so, I don't think so, and so. Okay, لأن طبعا كلها prediction about the future, so we are not sure if the answer is yes or no. Now let's move on. Now right now you've realized that we use the future either with will or be going to, but do they mean the same thing? Actually no. Let's see. يعني ما يعنون نفس الشيء. We use will usually, okay, when we decide to do something at the same time we are speaking. Meaning يعني خلوا أوضح لكم. الحين أنا مثلا قررت أسوي شيء في نفس اللحظة, فهنا أستخدم will, okay, such as for offers or promises. Okay, يعني مثلا أعرض مثلا إني بسوي شغلة أو مثلا أعطي وعد. For example, we do not have milk. okay, ما عندنا حليب. I'll get some from the store. So this is something decided at the moment of speaking. شيء قرروا في وقت التحدث. And mainly when you offer doing something, لما تعرض يعني إنك تسوي شيء or you promise something. Okay, I will take you, for example, to the restaurant tomorrow. I promise. Okay, so I will. طبعا لاحظوا إنه will. Okay, and the short form is I'll. Okay, so I will, I'll, shall, okay, etc. Okay, so here we do not have any milk. I'll get some from the store. For example, let me give me another example. The room is dirty. I'll clean it right away. So this is something decided at the moment of speaking, and mainly such as, for example, such as offers or promises. So is that clear? So this is the main difference between be and going to. Also, okay, let's take a look at this one. Okay, now let's take a look at this one. Will versus be going to. الفرق بينهم طبعا information عارفين يعني إن في التكوين will يجي بعدها الفعل على طول. be going to هنا يعني لازم يكون verb to be is am بعدين going to. okay, so في الفرق هنا مثلا لما نقول will eat. okay, let me just write this example because this is very important. will eat. okay, it's gonna be يعني either is, am, are على حسب subject, okay, and going to eat. Clear? Okay. So usually we use be going to, let me just highlight it, to express a plan that is already made or decided. Okay, يعني صحيح ان be going to في future لكنها خطة مسبق وقرر لها، أو مثلا قرروا يعني يسوونها خلاص، a plan that has been already decided. okay، يعني شيء مقررين إنه يسوونه. okay، مخطط له، planned. okay، so be going to is for something is planned or decided. okay، while we use well, okay, to express uncertainly, okay, often with maybe or probably. لكن well عادة تكون إذا الواحد مو متأكد من الشيء، مثلا مع maybe احتمال أو probably احتمال. خلاص. Now let's take a look. So this is the main difference between، طبعا in addition to the previous one، بالإضافة إلى اللي ذكرناه من قبل، إنه well في الوقت اللي أنا قررت فيه، يعني إنه في وقت التحدث at the moment of speaking. But the main difference also إنه well to express uncertainly، يعني أنا شيء مو متأكدة من، okay، مع maybe or probably، لكن be going to شيء مخطط له مسبقا أو مقرر له مسبقا. Now let's take a look. For example, you may ask your friends، ممكن الواحد يسأل صديقه أو صديقته أو whatever، okay، whoever، what are your vacation plans? So this is a question asking about plans. okay, so here I'm going to spend a month in Abha. Maybe I'll go to Abha. So this one is with be going to, and this one with will go. As you could see, I'm going to spend a month in Abha. Here I'm going to spend a month in Abha. This is something that has been already planned or decided. يعني العائلة قررت وخططت للرحلة. لكن the other answer, maybe I'll go to Abha. So this is uncertainly. okay، ممكن إني أنا أروح أبها but I'm not sure. okay، طبعا both of them in the future، لكن الأولى مقرر لها لكن الثانية غير متأكد منها. okay. Now we have finished, or we have covered right now the future with be going to, and also we have compared between be going to and will. okay, and right now we will be talking about the last point, which is the future progressive. As you could see هنا. okay, let me just enlarge it. okay, or now future progressive here. The formation طبعا since عندنا future معناها will, be, and the present participle. okay, or either be going to be and the present participle. طبعا the present participle we mean by it verb plus ing. طبعا الفعل بدون أي إضافات زائد ing. طبعا لما نضيف الفعل ل ing لازم يكون طبعا في المصدر، طبعا بإضافة قاعدة ing الصحيحة. okay, so I'll give you an example. For example, will be eating. okay, another example. For example, be, طبعا what do we mean by be? Again, I'm gonna repeat myself. is, am, are، طبعا depending on the subject يعتمد على الفاعل. be going to، yes, be eating. So if you could realize that here will be eating. okay، لا طبعا أي شيء معناها progressive معناها verb ing. so you know that عشان سهل عليكم الموضوع. okay, so this is the formation for the future progressive. Now when do we use the future progressive? We usually use it for continuous action in the future، يعني شيء استمر حدوثه لكن في إيش في المستقبل. I'll give you an example. So this is, again, let me repeat myself one more time. The future progressive formation is either will be and the present participle, or be going to be present participle. And you remember that be, we mean by it verb to be. And mainly it is used for continuous action in the future. يعني طبعا حدث مستمر في المستقبل. Now let's take a look at the affirmative here. Okay, so here the affirmative اللي هي المثبت. At this time tomorrow I'll be going in the ocean. I'll be swimming in the ocean. I'll be swimming in the ocean. So right now will be swimming. This is what we call is the future progressive. Future progressive, which means that an action will continually happen in the future or will be in progress in the future. خلاص يعني راح يستمر حدوثه لفترة في المستقبل. Okay, so if I rewrite this sentence using be going to, okay, it will be at this time tomorrow. طبعا واضح اني I'm talking about the future. Okay, I وش اللي فعل to be اللي يجي معها؟ Yes, I'm going to be. Okay, and then verb plus ing, swimming. Okay, in the ocean. So is that clear? So right now both actions are in the future progressive, but the first one is with will and the second one with be going to. Now let's take a look as for questions, but just let me show you all the whole slide or the whole picture of the paper. So right now let's move on to making up questions. Okay, now the questions: I will be working on the weekend as usual. Okay, I start usually with the helping or the auxiliary verb, and this is will be will. Remember that we should start with a capital letter, and then I تتحول إلى you. Okay, will you, and then as well, okay, be working, okay, on the weekends. Okay, on the weekends. Okay, so here is the answer is يعني this is not to يعني هذا نسأل عن خطط في المستقبل لكن مستمرة لفترة في المستقبل. And from the question that the answer طبعا ممكن تكون yes, I will, or no, I want. تذكروا أنه will not تكون want. Okay, now let's take a look at the next one. Okay, they are going to sorry, this is I missed it. They are going to be taking the test. Okay, so remember, be going to, and then be plus verb ing عشان أوريكم شو الخطأ اللي نسيت، شو الكلمة اللي نسيتها هنا be. Okay, so usually I start with the auxiliary verb. Okay, مثل ما تحبون تسمونها حركة المقص. Are, okay, and then are they going, yes, to be taking the test, and the answer either yes they are, or no they aren't going to take the test. Oh, no they aren't. Okay, so this is mainly when we want to talk about how to make questions in the future progressive. Now let's move on to the exercises as I'm willing to do. Just probably one. Right now let's read this exercise. You are asked to complete the predictions about the future with the correct form of the verb. More than one answer is possible. هنا ممكن استخدم اي واحدة. واضح عندي اصلا since I've seen it واضح ان أقدر أستخدم more than one يعني more than one answer, okay, or more than one form. Now in 100 years people on other planets. Okay, so here making a prediction, you can say will live, okay, or are لأن people جمع going to be going to live. or ممكن استخدم ال future progressive أي as well. will be, it's possible, will be living. اوكي طبعا تنتبه لان لما اضيف ing الى فعل نهايته اي احذفه. اوكي so it will be living or are going to be living as well. Okay, so more than one form is acceptable and it's also accurate. Okay, you do the same with the rest. Okay, but depending طبعا يعتمد على المعنى. So right now we have reached the end of the lesson. I hope that you found it beneficial and very and you have enjoyed the lesson as well. Don't forget to subscribe, share this video with your friends, and leave me a thumb up. And if you have a question regarding this lesson, just leave it in the comment box below. Till next time, have a good one.